Hi, this is Dustin with TechMD. Today we're going to be working on an iPhone 6 that is water damaged and will not turn on. So it's always best for customers never to put it in rice, because if you put it in rice it dries out the phone and leaves all the minerals left over. Luckily this customer has not, but if it's done then it just makes the life more difficult. So go ahead and remove the two pentalobe screws on the bottom. And we're going to remove the screen here. So this is quite a long process, so I will be stopping the video several times and cutting forward. Our website is www.tech-md.com. We do these videos to train new techs on how to do new issues that they have not encountered. So just pull off the iPhone 6 display. Hopefully it's not too wet up top, and hopefully we can still salvage this. If this button ever stops working at all, we can replace the plate, and if it still doesn't work, then that means this phone is done for. These home buttons are not replaceable. So first things first is we want to get any excess water out of there. That way we are just not getting soaked with lake water. That's what has been done to this one. Okay, so now we're gonna remove the battery out. Pop off the battery here. We're going to just heat up this spot. Just use a Waggoner heat gun at 950 degrees. Just get the back hot to the touch. The battery's glued on there pretty good, so you want to make sure you get it nice and warm. Okay, so we got it nice and hot. Get our pry tool in there and pry. Don't go up here though, because we don't want to clip that cable. Trying to salvage the battery. So be careful not to clip any cables. But sometimes the wetness makes it really difficult. Try not to clip that battery cable or the battery. Okay, so I cut into it a little bit, but it should be fine. Just remove the old adhesive. Pop out the SIM card reader. So I have a special tool. Okay, I got my machine. It's called an ultrasonic cleaner. Now you want to obviously clean off the old part of it, or the old water in it. And how you do that is basically You clean it out with distilled water, a bottle of water, or well, a gallon of water you can find at any local pharmacy or grocery store. And you want to make sure you rinse it out with a paper towel, clean it really, really good, and no minerals. Don't want to use regular water because it has a high mineral content. We're going to use 91% alcohol. I used to use distilled water and some soap. It was an old method I used, but I found this method to work really good. Fill it halfway full. And it should be fairly clean. There are a little few things in there, but that's fine. Just dip the whole entire phone right in there. Get it all the way to the max. That uses a half of one of these, which are about $3.50. You turn it on. It'll go off after about 2 minutes, and then you turn it on 10 times. So 30 minutes of this ultrasonic cleaner. And so what it does is vibrates and cleans out all the water. And so I'm going to pause the video for now, and 30 minutes later we should have the phone ready to look at after that. Okay, so to finalize the step of iPhone 6 here, water damage recovery. Pulled out of a machine here. Should have had 10 cycles. Now we're going to dry it out. Okay, so now that we have a wet iPhone here, now we're going to warm it up. I just used 950 degrees with a Waggoner heat gun. As you can see, the water is evaporating. Well, it's not water, it's alcohol. And clean the orifices. Recommend doing the bottom first so you don't burn yourself. Or just get a hot glove. Find these at Walmart for $15 in the As Seen on TV section. Just get this nice and toasty here. Clean out all that water out of the speaker, out of charge port. Now the reason why I leave that in is so that way we don't have to replace it for the customer. We can actually fix those charge ports. That's why I leave the speaker in water, because they've already got wet. If it's very minimal damage, then you probably want to remove those out, but I don't see any point in doing it. It's all hardware that we want to try to recover. Just get the iPhone nice and toasty here. Blazing hot. A little over hot to the touch. And this will make sure that it dries out the iPhone. Oh yeah, it's pretty hot. Okay, so we're gonna let that cool down for about 2 minutes. Okay, now that we've got it cooled down and pretty much wet free, just shake it a little bit, make sure there's no water coming out anywhere. That means we got it nice and toasty, hot enough. We're going to test it with a new screen. I don't know if that old one's going to work or not. I always test it with a new screen first, just in case. Almost every time the screens have gone out when the water damage hits. So it says the phone needs to be charged. That's good. Good indication that we have got it up and running. And I'm going to pause the video again here, and that'll give us some time to wait for the phone to come up. Okay, so anytime you do a battery pull, you'll see it saying searching LTE. It's working. You just need to either reset the network settings or just pop this out and push it back in. That's good. We got service here. And we got a working phone. Now I need to call the customer and get the password because I forgot to ask him for it. Okay, so I'll have it here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and just turn it off, and I'm going to test the original screen. Like I said, usually these are bad, but he might have got lucky. Just make sure it's all dried out. All you have to do is just tap it lightly here and just make sure there's no water coming out of anything. That means it's been dried enough. Check your connections, make sure they're not wet, obviously, and then make sure there's no corrosion on them. This connection has a little corrosion on it, so we're just going to clean it off real quick. Set that aside. We'll do a battery pull just in case it just turned back on. Okay, so just wipe it off with this with some alcohol. Also, if you need to clean those really good, you can use a toothbrush, but this has very little corrosion on it, so it's not very bad. Just real quick wipe it off. Pat it dry. Okay. Watch your little sponge part here. These can be a little wet. Just kind of rub them off a little bit. Okay, so just make sure this is not wet anymore, obviously, because you don't want to soak it through. Okay, your battery's kind of loose right now. We're not going to be doing anything serious here. So first things first, we got to test one thing at a time. We're going to test the screen first. Okay, so we're going to plug in the top, and then we're going to plug in the next one down, and that's the touch cable, and that's the LCD. Okay, we're not doing anything else. We're not testing the other cables. Do this one at a time. So I'm getting no reaction from, okay, wait a second. Okay, it's just vibrating. Yeah, it's just vibrating. So we're gonna unplug it, pull out the battery, and plug it back in. Once again, we're gonna try that again. So before we even started our test here, found out immediately that the screen is no good. So they have to replace the screen, unfortunately. Okay, so now hopefully we can recover some of these other parts here. That way they don't have to pay as much. Okay, so now, since the screen does not work, we're going to disassemble it here. And check out the other cables.
Incoming chat.
So we're just going to go ahead and remove all the screws and then transfer it over to the new display. So I've done over 20 different iPhone 6 water damage screens so far, and I would definitely have to say that 9 out of 10 times pretty much the screen has to be replaced. So unfortunately this repair can get very expensive. Okay, this is really bad. There's actually corrosion in the button here. So that could create some big problems. Not in the actual button itself, it doesn't look like, but just on the connection. Just want to wipe that off. We might have to put it under the water. We'll have to see. And give it a bath as well. I'm going to wipe off the old one here. Just try to clean up all the corrosion. Okay, so now that we've cleaned off the button a little bit, try to clean off all the corrosion. This is starting to look really faded, so I don't know. It looks like we're going to go ahead and just clean the plate in the water. So I like to warm it up. It helps loosen up the glue. Okay, now that we got the camera off, I just removed the black piece here. I'm gonna put this in the water recovery machine here. Okay, while that's cleaning, I also did the button too. Okay, so the connections are not looking beautiful. As you can see here, if the camera will focus on it. So much for a Galaxy 6 camera, huh? On focus on it. Oh well.
Can't believe I did that. No. Dad can lay on the floor and scoot in a circle.
But might be recoverable, but I'm worried about the plate.
Yeah. Lay on the floor. Not like that.
Don't need to fully screw it down. Just partially, since we're not putting it all together. But do need to screw down the camera. Okay. If you need help putting this together, you can always follow my other video instructions on the iPhone 6.
So what is this company you're building, Justin? Okay.
Okay, so like I said, we're not getting every screw in. We're gonna test one thing at a time. We're first gonna test the camera assembly before plugging in the home button assembly. Just because we want to make sure it turns on. I have the password here finally. Okay. Remember that searching is just because I did a battery pull. I can't hear nothing coming in because it's on vibrate. Let's check the cameras. Okay, rear camera works. And front camera works. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and turn it off and then try to get the home button working. I'm gonna do a battery pull just because we're putting a new piece in. Like I said, I'm kind of doubtful that this is gonna work, but it's worth a shot. I'll just put it through the machine once for 2 minutes. Okay, it's turning on, that's hopeful. Doesn't mean anything yet.
I forgot bottle for it. Brought the formula. I didn't brought. No, I thought I did. It was the sunscreen that I thought was called. Her doctor, she's asking,
I already forgot the password. Okay, please work, please work, please work. Yay, it works! Oh my gosh, she's lucky. Great. So this type of repair costs the customer $50 deductible, works or not. Then if the phone turns on again, then it is $100, and then plus the cost of parts. So we're gonna finish putting the screen back together here.
Dustin, do you have cold waters?
Yeah, in the fridge, mini fridge.
What's his name again?
Riley.
Riley.
Okay, so we're going to use some red adhesive just to glue the battery down. One strip is more than enough, Apple. Gosh darn it. Okay. Putting the battery door back on here. Now, there's a couple other things you want to test. Obviously, the speakers, the microphone, the earpiece, and the speakerphone earpiece. All those are very important and all needs to be tested. Headphone port too. So, which I will go through all those testing here.
Yeah, he's in the blue car.
Oh my god, Gary, you have to do this.
Harry, look. Wow.
Turn it on here.
That's a really hairy car.
What do we have for today? It was something I was very into. And I was like, oh, I'm coming home. He's like, right now. I was like, alright, fine. They said that just
Okay, now we're gonna go test everything here. I can hear it going ding ding ding. So the speaker's working. Oops.
That's so good.
I just didn't want it.
Yay, speaker's working. Testing. 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 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Hello. 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 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 2. 3. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. Hello. 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 Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. So it sounds like the mic does not work. So we'll see if the customer wants to replace the jack. This is very typical of this jack getting out as well, unfortunately.